Okay, let's make some initial decisions for our LLC. This is kind of the first step when we're going to really talk about what you need to do to get that information ready to fill out our forms and get your LLC filed. First, we need a name for our LLC, right? The only rules we really have are that it has to contain the words limited liability company or limited company or an abbreviation of those, so LLC or LC. Additionally, we can't have something that has veterans in it unless you have a letter from Congress. Not a lot of those going around. If you have a name that you're thinking of, what I usually tell clients is let's think of 4 or 5 variations on those, make them a little unique and special to you, and we'll kind of go in priority order. Because what you're going to have to do is go on to the Secretary of State website, and we're going to put that link below, and do a name availability search. This is going to require you to register with the Secretary of State, get a username and password, put your credit card information in. Each one of the searches is $1. So not prohibitively expensive, but it is a step that we have to take to make sure that our name is available. Making sure your name is available is an important first step because otherwise they're going to see that the name is already taken and reject your filing. You have to start all over. So when we're looking at those, if it's a name that is similar, you can, make a decision for yourself. If it's similar enough, you can try it. If it is taken, but it is a different kind of entity, so if you wanted to form Nate's Lemonade Stand LLC, but Nate's Lemonade Stand Incorporated was already taken, that's taken. So they don't care about what kind of entity it is, it's the name itself. So once we've got our name, then we can kind of move on to the next step. The next step is our registered agent. Registered agent's a very important thing. Registered agent is who you are going to appoint or who is going to volunteer to be appointed to receive service on behalf of your company. If you ever served documents by a court, so a subpoena or a lawsuit, whatever it is, that is going to go directly to the registered agent. You are responsible for maintaining a registered agent in the state of Texas for your LLC. If you do not, if that person is not available or that home is vacant because you only use it as a vacation home 3 months out of the year, and you get a default judgment against your LLC because you didn't respond to those court documents, judges are not the kind that are saying, well, we'll let it slide and you didn't follow the rules, but it's okay. So we want to make sure that we're following the rules registered agent. There are several registered agent services that I recommend to individuals, especially if anonymity is something that you're concerned with. If you do the registered agent service online, I'm going to put a few links to those down below as well. They're usually $35-$60 a year, and they will volunteer to be your registered agent here in the state of Texas. So if you're outside the state of Texas and you need a residence inside, they'll be able to do that for you. Our next step is going to be talking about the initial manager. Now, manager versus member managed. I recommend manager managed for LLCs in Texas for a couple of reasons. Number one, it allows for what would be kind of a passive member. In a manager managed LLC, managers are the only ones that are allowed to act on behalf of the LLC externally. So members are going to act internally by voting on things, holding meetings, and making changes internally to the LLC and ratifying some actions of managers. But managers are the only ones that are allowed to go and open a bank account, or sign a note on behalf of the company, or enter into a contract that binds the company to pay or perform some service. In a manager-managed LLC, we're able to really control who has the authority to go do that. And additionally, even if you wanted every member to have that managerial authority, you're allowed to do that. So we can set up the structure of a member-managed company by having everyone be managers if that's what you want in the first place. But having the manager-managed allows us flexibility for that. I do have one member-managed operating agreement that is available on the website. I don't recommend it except for single-member LLCs, but even then, a single-member LLC can absolutely use the manager-managed one. If you're dead set on the member-managed idea and you want to reach out to us, we can talk about it then. If you contact me directly through the portal, we can discuss some of those options. The next step we're going to talk about is our initial manager. So our initial manager is one that we're going to put on the certificate of formation. This is going to be the name of an individual or a name of a company that is serving as the manager of this company that you're forming. We need a mailing address for that. That can be a PO box or a virtual address. That address is just going to receive mail and notifications. It's not something that needs to be a physical address like the registered agent. Registered agent, remember, cannot be a post office box or anything inanimate. It has to be a person at a residence or an office that is able to receive service at reasonable business hours. So for our initial manager, we'll put that name in our initial manager slot, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. Then what we'll do is we'll put our initial business mailing address. This, again, can be a PO box, virtual office, whatever you want. You just need to be able to receive mail there reliably, because you're going to get things like your franchise tax notice from the Texas Comptroller's office. They'll give you information on filing your franchise tax at that mailing address. So make sure it's a mailbox that you checked often, or that mail is forwarded to you reliably. Then we'll close it out with our organizer information. We'll go through all that as we're setting it up. So let's get started on certificate of formation.